In this video, I'm going to do an example of how you can work with SQLite at the command line. Now there's lots of ways to install this, but in this example, I'm going to use the Windows subsystem for Linux, just because that's the way I prefer to work with it. If you go to the Windows store and search for Ubuntu, you can install and launch it from here. And that'll give you this command line here. Then to get SQLite, you'll type sudo apt install SQLite and make sure you spell it right. There's just one L. And also make sure you spell apt correctly. And then it'll prompt you for some stuff. Just say yes, and then it'll install that for you. So once that's installed, you can say SQLite and then give it your database name. And now you can see I'm in SQLite. You can type .help to get some directions of different things you can do related to SQLite itself. But our focus is on using SQL, and so let's do that. So I'm going to create a table using this command, and I copied and pasted it in here because I didn't want to take the trouble to type this out. And you can see I'm creating a table called movies that has 4 columns: title, director, year, and rating, and then you can see the different types there. So I can insert a movie here, and I'm going to give it all the fields. So title, director, year, rating, and then the values. I'll start with aliens, the year, and the rating. And you'll notice there's quotes around all the values that are strings, but not around the integer values. I conclude my SQL statement with a semicolon and press enter, and I have an error. That should be values. Okay, so now I have that value. Now to perform a SQL query, we use select, and I'll use an asterisk here to indicate I want every field, and I'm going to select from the movies table. And you can see it gives me the information that I just entered. So I'm going to copy and paste a bunch of insert statements to give me a lot more movies. Now, if I re-enter my select statement, you can see I get a lot of movies here. So let's say I want to narrow down what I'm getting. So I can select title from movies. That gives me just the movie names. And I can go further. I can say select title from movies where year equals 1995. And so you can see I get Toy Story and 12 Monkeys. I could also say where director equals Catherine Bigelow. And you can see it gives me the title there. And I can also say something like this: select title, comma, director from movies where, and then I can say year equals 1986. And so there you can see I get those 2 movies back, along with their directors. Okay, so let me clear the screen and let me add a new movie. And I'll add 1917, directed by Sam Mendes. And I'll say that it came out in 1999. And it's rated R. And now you can see we have 1917. However, it did not come out in 1999. It came out in 2019. So I can use the update command. I'll say update movies, which is the name of the table. And I'll say set year equal to 2019 where title equals 1917. And now when I do my select statement, now let's suppose that I've decided that I don't want to have Highlander in my database anymore. So I can delete from movies where title equals Highlander. And when I do that, you can see Highlander is no longer there. Now I can also decide that 2008 was a bad year for movies, so I can delete from movies where date equals 2008. And it's not date, it's year. So now when I select all from movies, you can see there's the 2008 movies are no longer there. So that's a quick introduction of interacting with SQLite from the command. When I'm done, I type .quit, and that kicks me back out to my command line.